Today we are going to dealing the next part of our topic in the surface chemistry itself. In the surface chemistry we have already saw the meaning of absorption, difference between absorption and absorption. Next part we saw difference between physical absorption, chemical absorption. After that we saw the types of absorption. Isotherm means when you keep the temperature is constant, how the pressure is variable, along with X upon M means X upon M is nothing but how the absorption will going to take place in the unimolecular as well as the bimolecular layer. In that 5 types we have already saw, and after that we saw the Freundlich absorption isotherm, and after that let's we see the next absorption isotherm, that is nothing but Langmuir absorption isotherm. Here Langmuir is a scientist. He derived an expression in the year 1916. Okay, he derived a theoretical expression in the year 1960 absorption isotherm on theoretical consideration. It is based on the kinetic theory of gases. This particular expression is just based on what? Kinetic theory of the expression he derived. Langmuir is a scientist. He derived an expression in the year 1916, and this particular expression is just based on what? Kinetic theory of gases. Here, which has been found to be made an agreement with many experiments over a wide range of pressure. He done many experiments. Langmuir is a scientist. He derived an expression, theoretical expression based on what? Kinetic theory of gases. He done many experiments by keeping or by variable pressures, by keep temperature is constant and variable pressures. He done many experiments by variable pressures over a wide range of pressures than the Freundlich absorption isotherm. Okay, by doing what? Many of experiments over wide range of pressure than the Freundlich absorption isotherm. Here, Freundlich absorption isotherm is a special type of Langmuir absorption isotherm itself, which can be done at elevated pressures or different range at high pressure as well as what? Low pressure itself. So, what is Langmuir absorption isotherm? He done an experiments in the year 1916, derived a theoretical expression which is based on kinetic theory of gases itself. He done many experiments by variable pressures, by wide range of pressures, at high pressure, at low pressure, at moderate pressure. What will happen? Instead of what? Like our first absorption, Freundlich absorption isotherm, we done only 2 types. But in case of Langmuir, he done at wide range of pressures particular experiments he did, and he suggested or he gave the particular isotherm or absorption isotherm. We used to call that isotherm is nothing but Langmuir absorption isotherm. And what he gave some assumptions or some postulates or some criteria which can be done true for the Langmuir absorption isotherm. So, which are those assumptions? Let's we see one by one. He made the following assumptions to derive the relationship between X upon M as well as what? Pressure. He derived the assumptions for making the X upon M. He derived the particular assumptions which can be used. Derive the assumptions upon X upon M versus pressure which will be there. Means we already saw the graph where this particular y-axis, this is an x-axis, this is our X upon M, and this is our pressure. X upon M is nothing but absorption, how much going to take place over there. This is of X upon M. P is nothing but pressure itself. This is a particular graph we already plotted in the Freundlich absorption isotherm, and based on this particular plot, he gave us some assumptions which are that postulates, assumptions or characteristics of X upon M versus P. Let's we see one by one over here. In that first, the gas absorbed on the solid surface is of unimolecular thickness. The gas absorbed The gas adsorbed on solid surface. The gas adsorbed on solid surface is of unimolecular thickness. The first assumption is the gas adsorbed on the solid surface is of unimolecular thickness. Let's see. We are going to dealing over here assumptions. Here X ammonium versus P. He gave postulates or assumptions. In that first, the gas adsorbed on the solid surface is of what? Unimolecular thickness. Means what? Consider this is our solid surface. Okay. On the solid surface, if any ammonium gas, hydrogen gas, if it is adsorbed over here, it is having what? Only unimolecular thickness. Not bi, tri, tetra or multi. It's of only one layer of molecules we are going to start to develop over here on this particular surface. What is the first assumption? The gas adsorbed on this particular solid surface is of only unimolecular thickness. This is our unimolecular thickness. Means that only one molecular layer just going to form first. Isn't it? This is the first. The gas adsorbed on the solid surface is of unimolecular thickness. Second one, the process of adsorption is dynamic process which consists of two opposing actions. Second one, the process of adsorption is dynamic process. The process of adsorption is dynamic process which consists of mainly two opposing actions. Which are those two opposing actions? The process of adsorption is dynamic process which consists of two opposing actions. Okay, which are those? Let's see. The process of adsorption is dynamic process which consists of mainly two opposing actions. Which are those two opposing actions? Let's see. Condensation of the molecules from the gas phase onto the surface. What is the first opposing action? Condensation of molecules from the gas phase onto the surface. Condensation of molecules from the gas phase onto the surface. What we are going to deal here? Assumptions. That is linear adsorption, isotope given assumptions. In that first, gas adsorbed on the solid surface is of unimolecular thickness. Second one, the process of adsorption is a dynamic process which consists of mainly two opposing actions. In that first, condensation of molecules from the gas phase onto the surface. Second one, evaporation of the molecules from the surface back to the bulk of gas. Evaporation of molecules from the surface to the again back bulk of gas. Okay, this is second opposing force or second opposing reaction going to take place over there. We are seeing assumptions. In that first, gas adsorbed on the solid surface is an unimolecular thickness. The process of adsorption is a dynamic process which consists of two opposing actions. One, condensation of gas molecules onto the surface itself. Second one, evaporation of molecules from the surface and back to the gas molecule itself. This is second process. Now let's see the third process. There will be an equilibrium between condensation and evaporation of the molecules. Third one, there will be the equilibrium. Between condensation and evaporation of the molecules. there will be the equilibrium between condensation and evaporation of the molecules. Okay, third one. This is the third one assumption. Now what is the fourth assumption? Let me see. Gas behaves ideally. Fourth one, because this theory totally develops on what? Kinetic theory of gases. So gas behaves ideally. Ideally means gas behaves ideally means ideal equation can be followed by the gas molecules. Okay. Now fifth assumption. Fifth assumption is nothing but here surface is uniform energetically. Surface is uniform energetically. Surface is uniform. And sixth one, there is no interaction of the gas molecules. There is no interaction of gas molecules. There is no interaction of what? Gas molecules. Means adjacent adsorbed molecules. Gas adjacent adsorbed molecules. Okay, there is no interaction between adjacent adsorbed molecules. These are the assumptions. 6 assumptions are there. Let's see once again. The gas adsorbed on the solid surface is of minimolecular thickness. The process of adsorption is dynamic, containing mainly two actions, two opposing actions. One is what? Condensation, another one is evaporation. Condensation of gas onto the surface of solid. Again evaporation from the gas from the surface, again bulk to the gas molecules. There is an equilibrium nature between condensation and evaporation. Fourth, gas behaves ideally. Fifth, surface is an unimolecular. There is a surface area which is there, that is uniform in the nature, because unimolecular layer is going to form. So there is no interaction between adjacent adsorbed molecule. Means one by one, if attached adjacent molecules are there on the surface of solid, there is no interaction in between those molecules itself. These are the 6 assumptions of Langmuir adsorption isotherm. Now next part, let's see the mathematical expression. Okay, so let's see the mathematical expression. Let's see the mathematical expression. For the description for the mathematical expression of Langmuir adsorption isotherm, let's consider adsorbent, that is a solid surface. Consider this is our solid surface, okay, which is having an area of about 1 cm cube. This is a particular solid surface which is having an area about what? 1 cm cube. When you pass the gas on this particular solid surface, what will happen over here? The gas molecules just get adsorbed on this particular surface of solid, isn't it? Adsorption of gas molecule will be takes place on the surface of solid. Here we are deriving mathematical expression. We took one solid surface having its area is about 1 cm cube. We pass with the gas molecules. If gas molecule just gets adsorbed on the solid surface, so rate of adsorption, here what will happen? Some molecules will just get adsorbed and here some area will remain as such over there without adsorption, without gas molecules. This area or unadsorbed, uncovered area, we can call it as a bare area. Okay, this is we call it as a what? Bare area. And how much here adsorbed, how much pressure created, that is of our pressure of the adsorption itself. So here rate of adsorption which will be there, it is directly proportional to the bare area into what? Pressure. Bare area into what? Pressure. So consider if we are theta is an adsorbed molecules, means this is our adsorbed molecules, theta. We have took theta. So bare area which is there, here this remaining unadsorbed molecules we can consider that is 1 minus theta, that is our bare area, uncovered area of the adsorbed molecules. So next P is at pressure. So rate of adsorption is directly proportional to the bare area, that is nothing nothing but 1 minus theta into what? Pressure. Okay, 1 minus theta into what? Pressure. So next part, rate of adsorption is equal to K1 into 1 minus theta into P. This is equation number 1. Here K1 is nothing but our proportionality constant. For taking here equal, the rate of adsorption, once again I will write over here, rate of adsorption is equal to K1 into 1 minus theta into P. This is our equation number 1. This is 1. Okay, this is our equation number 1 itself. So now the next part which is there, K1 is at proportion. After adsorption, some molecules leave the surface of adsorbent. What will happen over here? Here adsorption now already going to take place. And after adsorption, some molecules will leave here surface of adsorbent. Okay, these molecules will start to leaving from here. After adsorption, some molecules will leave the surface of adsorbent. So now the next part, what we will go to do? Just to see over here. After adsorption, some molecules leave the surface of adsorbent, and the phenomenon is called as desorption. The rate of desorption is directly proportional to the fraction of area covered by adsorbed gas molecules. So just to see what I want to tell here. Here now already the adsorption will going to take place, and after adsorption some molecules will start to leave the surface of adsorbed molecules, and the process we call it is as what? Desorption. Okay, process we call it is as what? Desorption. It is totally opposite action of adsorption. After adsorption, some molecules will start to leaving this particular adsorbent. Isn't it? Adsorbent means this is our solid part. This is adsorbate. Adsorbent, this solid surface will start to leave. The process we call it as what? Desorption. And this particular desorption which is there, it is directly proportional to the fraction of area covered by adsorbed gas molecules. Okay, desorption which is there, it is directly proportional to the desorption is directly proportional to the fraction of area covered by gas molecules. Covered by gas molecules. So, which is the fraction of area covered by gas molecule? This is our adsorbed molecule. So, now what we have to tell? Desorption is directly proportional to what? Theta. Now, desorption is equal to K2 into theta. This is our equation number 2. Okay, K2 into theta. K2 is nothing but our proportionality constant. Now, at equilibrium, what will happen? The rate of adsorption is equal to the rate of desorption. At equilibrium stage will be reached. At third point we have already saw. At first point what we saw, on the solid surface gas molecules start to adsorb. Second point what we saw, two opposing actions will happen, that is condensation and evaporation. First part condensation, adsorption will going to take place, bare area. Second desorption, that is evaporation. So third point, there is an equilibrium between condensation and evaporation. So in the third part, what at the equilibrium stage, when equilibrium will going to reach, the rate of adsorption is equal to the rate of desorption, and when the rate of adsorption is equal to the rate of desorption will happen. So rate of condensation is equal to rate of evaporation. Rate of adsorption is equal to the rate of desorption. I will directly write over here. Rate of adsorption is equal to the rate of desorption. So this is condensation is equal to rate of evaporation. So what is the equation 1 and equation 2? K1 1 minus theta into P is equal to K2 into theta. Now just multiply these two. What we will get over there? K1P minus K1 theta P. K1P minus K1 theta P is equal to K2 theta. Now just take the similar terms together. What will happen? Just to see. K1P is equal to K1 theta P plus K2 theta. Here K1P is equal to K2 theta plus K1 theta P, because this is a minus. When it goes to the this, after the equal sign we will get there plus. So now what we will get over there? Just to see, K1P is equal to K1P plus K2. K1P is equal to, I can write like this also, K1P plus K2 into theta. Okay, now the next term, what we will get, just to see over there, theta is equal to K1P upon K1P plus K2. So theta is equal to K1P plus K2 divided by K1P. Isn't it? I will rewrite that particular equation once again in this side itself. I hope you have understood this. First, consider absorption on solid. Area is having 1 cm3. Gas passed on, molecules get adsorbed. Rate of adsorption directly proportional to the bare area and to the pressure. Theta, adsorbed molecules, 1 minus theta, uncovered or unadsorbed molecules, P pressure. Rate of adsorption is directly proportional to the 1 minus theta into P. Here rate of adsorption is equal to K1 1 minus theta into P, that is K1 proportionality constant. Here desorption also takes place. Adsorbed molecules start to come out. Process is called as desorption. Here desorption is directly proportional to the fraction area covered by the gas molecules, that is desorption is directly proportional to the theta. So desorption is equal to K2. K2 is a proportionality constant. When equilibrium stage is reached, the rate of adsorption is equal to the rate of desorption, that is condensation is equal to the evaporation. K1 theta into P is equal to K2 theta. K1P minus K1 theta P is equal to K2 theta. So K1P is equal to K1 theta plus K2 theta. So K1P plus K2 theta, we will get our equation. I will write that particular equation this side. Just to see here. The equation, let's rewrite once again. Which is that equation? Theta is equal to K1P divided by K1P plus K2. Okay, this is our equation number 3. This is equation number which? 3. Now, the next amount of gas adsorbed per gram of adsorbent is directly proportional to the what? Theta. So, amount of gas adsorbed is nothing but what? X upon m, which is directly proportional to what? Theta itself. So, next part, X upon m is equal to K3 into theta, where K3 is our what? Proportionality constant itself. Now the next term, putting the value of theta in this particular equation number 4. So what we will get, just to see here, putting the value of theta in the equation 4, X upon m, I'll write here, X upon m is equal to K3 into K1P divided by, just to see, x upon m I write v log that itself is equal to k3 into k1p divided by k1p plus k2. Okay, putting the value of theta in the equation number 4. Now divide the numerator and denominator by k2. Dividing nr and dr by k2. Dividing numerator and denominator by k2, what we will get? Just to see over here. X upon m is equal to x upon m is equal to k3 into k1 divided by k2 into p whole divided by k1 into k2, k1 divided by k2, because k2 is going to get cancelled, into p. We will get this particular equation. So where x upon m is equal to this k3 into k1 upon k2, we will consider that is AP divided by k1 upon k2, we will consider B BP. Okay. Where A is equal to k3 k1 divided by k2 and B is equal to k1 upon k2. Okay. So this is the equation which can be derived linear adsorption isotherm, which gives the relationship between amount of gas adsorbed and the pressure of gas at constant temperature. At constant temperature. Okay, this is the equation where A and B, these are the two constants which can be depend upon the nature of adsorbent, adsorbate and temperature. Okay, and we depend upon these three parts. I hope you understood this particular equation. Simply up to here you understood. We took this particular equation and in that we have kept the value of theta itself in the equation 4, and after keeping we are dividing numerator and denominator by k2 itself, and into p we are already having in the equation AP, BP, A and B is nothing but k3, k1, k2, B is nothing but k1, k2. These two are the variable constant which having its magnitude depend upon the nature of adsorbent, adsorbate and temperature itself. And this is particular our equation number for you is nothing but at linear adsorption isotherm itself. Okay, I hope you understood this particular equation. Next case we will going to deal linear adsorption isotherm at different cases, that is nothing but at different pressures itself.